Sagittarius. You know what? Occasionally, a lot of astrologers pretend they can read everything every time. You know, and right now I'm just looking at the horoscope and I'm a little bit stumped. You know, it's just an occupational hazard being an astrologer. We don't know everything. But I do recall a great wise man once being asked, "Do you know everything?" And he said, "Yes, everything worth knowing." I like that. I am looking at your horoscope and it is a little difficult to read this month. Not because of anything technical, just sometimes there's a little bit of a block. But let me just say this. We do see the transits of planets right now in your 6th zone. 4 of them in fact, and that comprises of Mercury, which moved into there on the 2nd of this month, Mars, Sun and Venus. The 6th house has a few different connotations. It's usually quite a negative connotation actually, in that it relates to debts, enemies, diseases, sickness, all of the worst things you could imagine. What I'm getting now, see, once I start flying, I start to get a sense. I think in your case this month, especially because we see a very, very powerful transit and a solar eclipse taking place on the 10th, is that this place also has to do with the concept of service. So this has to do with serving your fellow man, and you know, your energy and your personality is usually larger than life. And I think you at times are a little bit impatient. Fire signs are. But I see that changing this month for you, and I see you maybe breaking some psychological and spiritual ground by understanding the value of serving your fellow man and really putting yourself second. That's difficult because, you know, we're always number one. We always want the best for ourselves. But I want to point out, one of the laws of the universe is that, and the laws of success actually, has to do with the fact that helping others is in a sense helping yourself. And you have to practice this. It's something that we're all tentative about, because the moment we think, well, we're going to part with $1,000 and give that, do I have to give it? Just give it. Just give your time. Just give a little bit of love, give a little bit of energy, and just put something on hold for a while you make yourself number 2 this month. That's what I'm getting for you this month. Now you'll struggle with that on an ego level, but I feel very, very strongly about the fact that if you do that, something tremendous can happen. The 10th, when that solar eclipse takes place, you will find a whole new perspective on things happening at that time. And what I get happening from that is somehow a response by the universe in terms of bringing you additional money. Because the 6th house does have a lot to do with debts, as I said. And a sense that you're swimming in your inability to maybe pay those debts, like a lot of people right now, due to the financial struggles that they have. And we see that the planet Venus, which is ruling this area, is in the right angle to Neptune. So this is happening from the 7th house to the 4th house. 7th house is your marital relationships. 4th house is your domestic and familial relationships. So there's definitely pressure in that area. Could it be for a lot of you that putting yourself second means putting your family first, really making time for your children and your partner? If you're feeling shortchanged, equals debt, on an emotional level, not just a financial level, then that may be the way to foster better income, if I could put it that way, on an emotional level, because we're always complaining that we're not getting enough back. So put yourself second, give a little bit more to the people you love this month, and I can guarantee you'll see a response by the universe very, very quickly. We see there another lunar eclipse taking place in your sun sign this month. That's important too, because for the sign of Sagittarius, we see that the moon is the 8th lord. 6th and 8th lords, 6th and 8th places of the horoscope are the difficult places. So that's an accentuation of the fact that maybe at that point, which we see on the 25th of May, an emotional connect with these principles that I'm talking about. It may be intellectual to start with, but just persist with that. Persist with the idea of making yourself second, putting other people first. And I think when that second eclipse comes around later in the month, you're going to see some new stuff happening for you on an internal level. I look forward to your company here as I do every month. Meantime, astrology.com.au is my website where you can get a more detailed analysis of these transits and more. the yearly transits and the day-by-day transits, 1.5 million people. I'd like to say they can't be wrong, but I mean, maybe sometimes I'm not 100% correct, and I don't pretend to be, so I'll let you be the judge of that there. Till next month, take care. Bye-bye.